Welcome everybody to Prep Point. This show is all about showcasing some of the newest fighters that are going to be stepping into the cage for the 2021 season of the Professional Fighters League. And with me on the show is my right-hand research partner, Diego Colleen.
Today's guest, he is coming into the PFL with a 6-1 record. He played at the highest levels of D1 collegiate football. He's fighting out of Dallas, Texas, by way of Nigeria, and he's the younger brother, and I'm saying younger because he's not the little brother, to the reigning UFC welterweight champion, Kamaru Usman.
Get fired up because it's about to get real with Mohammed the Motor Usman. Hey, Mohammed, so excited to have you. How you doing?
No, thank you guys. Thank you guys for having me, man. I'm blessed.
Well, I am so excited to talk to you because you have such a background and you're such an athlete, and it takes a lot to be an MMA fighter. But first, you've got the Usman name, and you and your brother recently were in Abu Dhabi. So you got to tell me all about that. How was that experience cornering your brother Kamaru?
It's always exciting and exhilarating and nerve-wracking and everything you can think of with your heart falling out of your chest. But we got the job done, and on to the next one.
How does that feel, the fact that you cornered him and you both are in MMA, cementing your names? So tell me, what does that mean to you?
It's blessed. You know, we're very blessed because our family name, and to see where we were at and where we came from. And he paved the way for me, you know, because I was playing football before and I was just training and not really knowing what in the next direction I was going to take my career. And I seen him having success in MMA, and I'm like, I can still run, jump, kick, punch. So I'm just as athletic, if not more than him. So I'm going to do this.
Have you told him that you're more athletic than him?
We go at it all the time. So, you know, that's why I did it. I was like, you know what, I can do this too. You know, I can be as good at it. And I know I have the same work ethic because me and him, you know, we push each other. I feed off of him. And he won't say it, but I know he does feed off me as well.
I love that. I love that you guys can be brothers, but have the camaraderie that you have. Because, Mohammed, man, sometimes in families, when two brothers are going for the same sport, it can get ugly. How do you keep it from getting to that?
I mean, we remind each other that I'm a heavyweight. He's 170. We don't got to spar each other. He's not going to spar me, you know. So that's always a plus. Plus, you know, you respect each other. As you get older, man, you learn how to respect each other's boundaries, respect each other's energy. And he, you know, on his days where it's time for him to fight, he has his own way of doing things. He's cranky. He's mean to everybody. That's kind of his way of when he's in camp. He's cutting a lot of weight. You know, so I've gotten to respect that, and I respect his face and don't really say anything. And when it's my turn, I'm very serious. I'm very locked in, like I say.
Yeah, Mohammed, you bring up age. That's a great fact. You know, 31 is actually okay as a heavyweight. Look at Randy Couture. He got into the sport at 34 years old. Do you feel that being 31 is helping you mentally in MMA?
Yes, it does. I feel like to a certain extent, you know, this sport is really mental. And, you know, a lot of people don't age mentally until they get older. And people that get into the sport early take a lot of beatings before you mentally age into where you're a mentally smart fighter, you know, not just out there taking hits. So I feel like I've been blessed to be around my brother, be around other guys like Rashad Evans, you know, Tyrone Spahn, Anthony Rumble Johnson. A lot of these guys have blessed me with abilities and blessed me with the mindset that I feel like I'm a guy that's been in the sport for 20 years, you know.
That has had to have helped to have the mentors that you have had in combat sports, but also the fact that you are such an athlete. I mean, you've been an athlete for most of your life, if not all of your life. Let's talk about football, the fact that you went to the University of Houston and you went to Navarro. And speaking about Navarro, I literally recently just watched on Netflix a show called Cheer, and it's all about the cheerleaders and how Navarro College is #1. I didn't know that.
It's crazy because such a small world. You don't know who you're going to meet, who you're going to come across, how connected everybody is in the world. And, yeah, Navarro was Corsicana. You didn't expect it. I went out there, and some of the best players in the world that I play against and were my teammates.
Including Cam Newton?
Yes, including Cam. You
So
know,
you sacked him 3 times.
yes, I did. It was a good game. We had a great game plan. Our defensive coordinator, Coach Cook, had a great game plan because Cam Newton was one of those guys that he was really run happy. You know, he was really just ready to run.
Well, the fact that Cam has gone on to do some really big things in football and you sacked him 3 times, how does that feel?
It feels good, man, to know that he went to Auburn and went undefeated, and his only loss was to Navarro Junior College. It feels good. You know, I take pride in that because we worked hard for it. You know, everybody was at the same level when we was in college, and we won. We made it happen. You know, and that it's just a testament to my teammates and my coaches and everybody because we were so hungry.
But you also got to practice with future Super Bowl MVP Nick Foles. Talk to me about that.
I terrorized Nick every day. They hated me. Yeah, they hated me. Coach Stoops, those guys, there's nobody you can tell that could talk to them that won't say I terrorized them. Every second of if it was a passing play, Nick had to get out of there. I turned him into Michael Vick. I turned Nick Foles into a running quarterback in college. He would have to run every 2 seconds or the play was over because I would be sacking him, you know. So It was fun. And Nick is a great guy. We had plenty of conversations. Very smart guy. I knew he was going to be a great pro quarterback because he was already a pro quarterback in college. You know, he would drop back like he's Brett Favre in college. We'll tell him to take off and run. He'll still stand back there waiting to throw the ball. We're like, bro, this is college, run, you know? And he's still standing back there all nice and tall, ready to find somebody open. So it was like, this guy's going to be great in the NFL, you know? And he did. He went on to do good things, and, you know, he's blessed.
Oh, man. So tell me that, because it sounds like some of your football days were awesome. What were some of the lessons that you've been able to transition from football into now your MMA career?
Don't quit. You know, don't quit, man. Football has taught me a lot, and it took a lot too. You know, football is like a little bit like life, you know, because it took a lot out of me, but it blessed me with a lot of opportunities. I got to go a lot of places, see a lot of people, and it's really just taught me don't quit, man. No matter what, life gets hard. You get injuries, you get things, nicks, you get bruises, but just don't quit.
Yeah, wasn't there a thunderstorm during your pro day?
It was one of those things where you look up in the sky and you can't believe what's going on. And in Arizona, of all places, you know, it's 100 degrees every day possibly. It's we ran our 40s inside, and you know, we're getting ready to go outside to get seen by all the scouts. And it starts sleeting, hailing, snowing, whatever you can think of, all at once. It just started happening, and they cut it off. Our pro day was canceled short. And it was crazy because we were actually on the front page of the Arizona the newspaper. It was me with my hoodie on my head, walking off the field with my brother behind me with my bag.
Now you and Kamaru are both in MMA together. Do you look at that storm and say, wow, that was actually a blessing?
Sometimes, yes. And sometimes no, you know, but I feel like everything happens for a reason. You know, so I look at it now and I know everything happens for a reason because I feel like I'm living out my purpose at this very moment in my life. I feel like all the roads that I was going through in football were all leading to this very moment now, which I'm in, which is my purpose.
Why? What is it about fighting that's your purpose?
Fighting is just so natural. I don't know how to explain it. It's a natural feeling in my heart that I just feel with fighting. You know, just being in the cage, the excitement, the rush. Fighting is so natural for us. I feel like this is what me and my brother were born to do.
Well, do you feel like the difference is that in football, it's more of a team sport. So you don't have as much control as when you step in that cage in MMA and it's you against one other guy, you definitely have more control?
100% control. It's you versus you, honestly. Because there's a guy in there, but you control what you do. You control your emotions. You control your energy. So it's the everlasting battle of you versus you, you know, in there against another guy, you know, trying to execute your game plan.
Talk to me about how mentally you get through all of that and you do keep going.
Man, I'll be lying if I tell you days aren't hard, you know. Certain days are harder than others, you know. It never gets easy. And that's one thing people got to understand in this world. Life never gets easy. Every day is hard, you know. Every day is hard.
Do you visualize your dad cornering you?
See, the thing what people don't understand, like our dad, his energy, I guess that's kind of made us who we are, because he never really came to any of our matches. He never came to, it was the energy. You know, we couldn't come home with a loss.
There's definitely a family connection there. I think that's a beautiful thing. And I know that your dad is going to be so excited to see you in 2021 get into that cage. But I want to talk then now about your coach, because you've got Stephen the Warman Wright, who is your striking coach. So talk to me about why you picked Stephen to be your coach.
I picked Stephen, actually Kamaru, when I first started getting into MMA. You know, Stephen was in Texas, and, you know, he trained Johnny Hendricks. He trained a lot of good guys. So Kamaru said he could help me with my striking, just me starting off. And then I started training with Stephen, and at first it was too complicated for me, because I feel like it wasn't clicking yet, you know. And it's crazy when I can look back to when I started to now. It's like, wow, you just really got to keep going. You know, that's the only thing. Just keep going, because when I started training, I didn't understand it. I didn't even know how to stand. I didn't know anything. I was a big, stiff football player. And it was one of those. It's just like, it got so complicated. I actually left Stephen and went to Arizona. And because I went to the University of Arizona. So I went back there, and I knew a guy that did MMA there. His name was Chris Cayasso. And he fought MMA. He fought Demetrius Johnson for the championship, the UFC at 125. So he owned his own gym in Tucson. So I went back and was training with my strength coaches at the University of Arizona, and started going to his gym in Tucson just training. You know, I was just taking the classes and taking all the classes and just training with those guys. And I was training with the 125ers. You know, they were getting up at 4 a.m, running 3 miles, going and doing hot yoga. I pride myself in doing everything they did. You know, I would get up, go running with them, go do the hot yoga, go to do all the classes. You know, I just wanted to just learn. And then when I came back to Texas and picked back up with Stephen, everything was easier.
And Francis Ngannou, he was a big part of that, right?
Yeah, the story with Francis is Francis has always been a big part, you know, because you see what he's doing in the UFC, and he's a fellow African man, and I take pride in that, you know. And I've grappled with Francis after my first 2 fights ever in MMA. I grappled with Francis, so I felt it. And me and him went on, you know, it went from just a nice friendly grappling to 45 minutes of me and him just macho man, see who's stronger. And I remember all the guys, Luke Rockhold, everybody was just watching us, just going at it. And, you know, nobody was going to give up or give in. And after that, I know I earned my respect. You know, Francis went on to do great things, as he's still doing. But I earned my respect, you know. And after that day, I left out of there with respect. You know, at the end of the day, win, lose, draw, you earn your respect when you go against the best and you feel the best and you know you can compete with the best.
The fact that he picked you just after you had 2 pro fights, that had to boost your confidence.
It did. It was almost like he wanted to test. You know, it's almost like you wanted to test each other. It was just like, I walk in and everybody's kind of looking at me, and I'm like, what's going on here? And then Will Harris has his camera rolling. I'm like, okay, what's going on, bro? And he's like, Francis been looking for you, bro. I said, looking for me? I said, okay, let's go. So we ended up going 45 to 50 minutes, and we just kept going and nonstop.
That is so cool, though, that you didn't even let that intimidate you. They were like, okay, let's do it.
No, that's why I never did any amateur fights. None of that intimidates me. We've been doing this for a long time. We play at the highest level in sports. I'm ready to go.
Mm-hmm. Well, you are so just welcomed here in the PFL. It is so exciting that you picked the PFL. I know that wasn't even on your radar. So, and your brother helped you with that decision as well. Talk to me about that.
Yeah, we got to a certain point where we had, you know, at the end of the day, you get your experience, and then you make these big decisions, you know, for your career. And at the end of the day, you know, a lot of guys, you know, make decisions just based on names, based on different names, different organizations, but not really on their livelihood. And my number one thing is we're all prize fighters. We all got into this to make money. And if somebody tells you they did it, they're lying. You know, we're mixed martial artists, of course. I love the sport of fighting. I love the art of fighting.
I would think that the format of the regular season, the playoffs, the championship spoke to you coming as a football player. That's what you've been doing for years. You're like, I get that format.
It did. Perfect. It did. And I loved it. You know, you had the 2 regular season, then you get into the playoffs, and then you go in and knock it off Madison Square Garden, the championship. I was like, oh, that's beautiful. I couldn't have drawn it up better.
I love that. Well, we've got Diego Colleen that has been waiting and chomping at the bit to ask you some questions. So I'm going to be bringing Diego in. Diego, come on in.
I got a few questions for you. So you were training out with Duke Rufus for a while. Do you plan on going back to Milwaukee anytime soon?
You know, Brian, we're trying to fine tune, do you like their camp? Go out there and see if you like them. And I'll go out there and catch the experience, but, do a good 2 weeks and see if I liked it. But I really enjoyed training out there with Duke and those guys. But after that one experience, I didn't incorporate them into my camps anymore.
Yeah, that makes sense. I see what you mean. What training practices have you brought from football and brought into MMA?
My name, the motor. I didn't come up with that. That's what was given to me playing football, and that's what I brought into MMA. It don't matter, no matter what. All the stuff out the window, and it's a fight. I'm still the motor. I'm still gonna keep going until the whistle blow. I'm gonna push the pace.
All right. Well, that's my cue to bring you in to the hot seat. Are you ready for this? We have a little hot seat Q&A, and whatever pops in your mind, just go for it. All right, Mohammed, the zombie apocalypse is coming. Who are 3 people you need on your team to survive?
My brother, Blade, and Goku.
I love it. Are you trying to be careful? Make sure you don't leave anybody out.
No, you said 3 people. So my brother, Blade, and Goku. Blade, Blade kills the vampires, so that's perfect. He knows how to slice and dice them, And then my brother, and then Goku just has superpowers, so he could just beat everybody up.
I love it. All right, what are 3 things that are on your bucket list?
Travel around the world, make $10 million, and get married.
I love that. All right, so the $10 million, you're going to be in the PFL for the next 10 years?
That's the plan.
I love that. I love it. All right. Give me your pitch. And I say that because it is known that you used to work at LA Fitness and you sold $50,000 worth of memberships. Congratulations, by the way. That's amazing.
Thank you.
So what is your pitch? If I'm walking in to LA Fitness right now or any gym that you sell,
okay,
and I'm thinking about getting a membership, but I'm not really sure.
See, you got a membership already. You're trying to get personal training.
Oh, okay.
You see what I'm saying? So
all right.
You already got a membership, and then you come into your free consultation. So the first thing I'll do, and I'll look at you, and I'll say, okay, you look really good, but you think you can look better? Of course. Okay, what are you trying to accomplish? You look like you want to tone up, you want to stay a little lean. Okay, I recommend 10 pounds of lean muscle on you. Okay, how do you do that? I'm like, well, you got to start by at least training 2 or 3 times a week. And then I ask you, okay, how are you doing that? What are you doing? How often do you eat out? And I have my pen and paper. Then you say I eat out once or twice. Oh, once or twice a week. Okay, how much do you think you spend? Probably $10, $15. Oh, $10, $15 each time you eat out, right? Yeah. Okay. Boom. Okay, let's do that times a month. Let's do the math. Okay, so you're spending roughly $200 a month. Just eating out alone, sweetheart. I think what you need to do is you need to take that money and put that into your body, invest into your health. What? Yeah, I said if you just cut out the twice a week junk food that you're eating out, you'll be able to pay for your personal training. What? Are you serious? I said yes. Just come with me. Let me put you through a 15-minute session and let's see what you say after that.
Dude, sold. I mean, really, that is awesome. Good job.
That was a sick sales pitch, man. You definitely signed me up for some personal training. But I see you also have a lot of tattoos. What's your most recent tattoo?
Oh, man, I haven't got a tattoo in so long. I've been itching for one. It's probably a good time to get a new one. But my most recent one will have to be my family first one that I got on my bicep. left bicep. It's the family sign, the famous family sign, and then it got family first on it. So
wow.
Yeah, that means everything to me, family.
Okay, so speaking of first, what was your first tattoo?
Oh man, my first tattoo was our last name. Our family's last name. You can't see it because I have a million tattoos here, but it was Usman. And I have a funny story on that. I got it in high school. We were all going getting tattoos. We're going through a little phase. So I just got my last name. And then I was hiding it. You know, I was going to sleep every night early, wearing shirts to go to sleep. And
really?
I forgot to turn my light off and in my room. So I guess my mom went in there to turn it off. And all I felt was just like slaps. And then I opened my eyes and it's my mom smacking me out of my sleep because she's yelling, because she's like, "You got a tattoo." And then a funny story about it, she was so mad, and I don't know why, but like a month later, I got my mom's name and then I got my sister's name, and she never said anything else ever again about me getting a tattoo.
Of course not. All of a sudden, she's like, "Oh, and that's so
She
bad.
never
Get
said
my
anything
name."
else about me ever getting a tattoo. She was like, But after that, it was just it.
All right, now what is your favorite out of all your tattoos?
My favorite tattoo? Oh my gosh. I love them all. I'm not even gonna lie, but I have a football right here, and I put it here just because my first position ever playing football, I was a running back. So you always have to keep the ball real tight. So I have a football drawn right on my bicep, and I have all my numbers that I played with during football around it.
That's brilliant. How did you come up with that idea? That is so cool.
I don't know. I was just really, I guess I was really tapping into the other side of my brain. And the creative side of it, and was like, you know what? You tuck it on this side, so why not put the football right there on your bicep and draw it?
That is so badass. That's awesome. We're in the cage together because I am introducing you. The lights are going, the music, the crowd, everything. You are fired up. You've got a fight banner right behind you. What is the quote that it says? What do you represent?
The fight banner behind me would be my flag. And it wouldn't be a quote. You know, the banners, we did that a couple years ago, but now it's just my flag, which is that green, white, green. And that just represents my country, represents my mom, my dad, my son, where I'm from, where me and my brothers are from. We're from the village, we're from Awele village, Edo State, Nigeria, the struggle that we went through, that my mom went through. And that's all that represents. And to be in this moment, at this very moment, shining the light on my people and my country, that's what I'll take that into winning $1 million every day.
Can't wait to see you in there. I think it's going to be really exciting, especially with the heavyweights. It's always exciting to watch you guys in the cage. For you, what is it going to mean as far as you're cementing your name, the Usman name, you and your brother? You've got the Diaz brothers, you've got the Gracies. Like, what does that mean to you?
It just, at first, just fighting, but now you just see all the people we're impacting in the world and in our own country to be able to do better, to know that they can do it too. It means a lot to me.
And where can fans find you online?
They can find me on Instagram at Muhammad97, Twitter the exact same, and Facebook Mohammed Usman.
All right, Diego, man, he did not disappoint. I love this interview.
Yeah, I was a fan of his before, but now after talking to him and he brought up Goku and Blade and he's fully prepared for the zombie apocalypse, I am even more a fan of his, and I cannot wait to see him inside the cage.
All right, well, thank you, Diego. I'm so excited to everybody that tuned in. Thank you guys for joining us for Prep Point. Make sure that you guys follow the show, subscribe, make sure that you give the thumbs up if you liked it. Hopefully you did. And tell all your friends all about it, because we are trying to spread the word and to spread these interviews before these fighters step into the cage in 2021 and you guys can get to know them more. So until next week, on behalf of Diego and myself, we'll see you next week on Prep Point.